Hello everyone, this is a Patches the Hardbody update. This is an ongoing series about replacing a head gasket after failure. And this is a multi-episode series. And right now the point that we're at is once the cylinder head is off the truck and has been separated from the intake manifold, the best thing that you're going to want to do is take the spark plugs out, remove the rocker arms. That entails removing the rocker arm bearing caps. You got to do those in a sequence. You got to make sure they're done in the correct sequence so nothing gets warped. You're going to want to set these aside, and then you're going to have a head that looks like this. It's going to be bare. It's going to be just valve springs and the valves and the head itself. From there, you're going to want to take it to your local engine machine shop. They're going to have a bunch of questions for you about what's going on with it, what's it out of. Answer those to the best of your ability, and what they'll start with is doing a pressure testing and looking it over and making sure that the head is worth rebuilding. Now this head here, after me taking it to work and cleaning it, I don't really like what I'm seeing. It's really gunky. I mean, like, it's just caked, and I'm betting that this truck has not had an oil change, or had not had an oil change, in way too long. So I decided to skip using this head, and I had a spare head that I've had for a little while on the shelf that I decided to take to the shop yesterday. So the head is now in the machine shop's hands. They're looking at it. They said it did look clean, and they are going to pull it apart. They're going to replace the valve seals on it, and then they're going to, well, first they have to make sure that it's square enough and in good enough shape to rebuild in the first place. This one I just didn't have a good feeling about, so I decided to skip this one. That one I think they're going to be able to do everything with. They're going to start by cleaning it, checking it, measuring everything, making sure it's all good, and then they're going to call me and say, we need valve seals, which I have. They came with the headset that this truck that I ordered for it a few months ago. I'll drop those off. They'll pull the valves out, reseal it, and then they're going to clean it up some more, and then they're going to deck it. And then I will get the head back, and then it'll be a matter of installing the head gasket and torquing it down. In the meantime, what I've gone ahead and done was actually using a Melling timing chain. I installed the timing chain down below with the new tensioner piston and the new guides. That's all done. And then I used liquid gasket and replaced the two round gaskets here and here to seal this up. So you want to make sure that you're using a good liquid gasket, something that's oil resistant, and you want to get all the nooks and crannies. You can see it's squeezed out here a little bit on each side. You'll see it squeezed out, and it goes all the way around. And since I used a paper gasket for the pan, you can see the paper gasket between the pan and the front cover and the block, so I didn't have to do any liquid gaskets there. So yeah, so it's a couple, all the bolts, you want to torque them in a pattern so it pulls the front cover down evenly. And then remember that the alternator mount has these two bolts that hold it, but they double. This is a double duty bolt here. So if you have this bracket off and you think that you're missing bolts, check and make sure you didn't just set it aside for the alternator, because that's going to hold it on as well. So the pan gasket's in, the pan's back on, and I just got done installing the lower cross member, because remember I dropped the pan to clean all the crud out, and so now the cross member is back in place. So essentially, aside from the oil pump and the distributor, all the lower pieces are in place. I'm going to order a new water pump, replace that. I'm also going to order a new thermostat and gasket and replace that. And the lower half is done, and I can continue once the head is here. So yeah, so make sure that the head is clean. I mean, you don't have to like scrub it or anything like that, but I mean, when I say clean, I mean like if it looks like this, this is charred. This thing has not had, I mean, that's after tanking it for like 2-3 hours. It's just got stuff in it. And I didn't like the way the bearings looked in it either. The bearings are all scratched up, and it just looked like it had been oil starved, and everything's just black and coked. So I said, no, we'll try the other head and see where we go from there. Once I get them back, where I get it back, then I will lay down the head gasket itself and torque it down, and then I can proceed to have fun getting the manifold back on. I'll show you guys the head when I get it back from the shop. I told the guy, take your time. This truck doesn't have to run until end of May. I still have hoses to get. I still have water pumps and thermostats to get, so it won't be an immediate start up and run. But if he can get it to me soon so I can kind of figure out what I want to do. If that head does fail the test and he doesn't want to work with it, I have a backup head down here on the floor. That's off of a 92 or 93 truck. They're all pretty much the same. The head that I sent over was the 240SX head that I got from the junkyard a few years ago. So I'll keep you guys posted. Like, share, and subscribe. Check me out on Instagram, which is Rainmaker_D21. Checking out all my other projects. And yeah, thank you for tuning in. Take it easy now. See you guys.